Oh, should we all have?
Do whatever you'd like to do. Hello, everyone. Last time out, thank you for joining us here on Nat20Hot on a special Sunday edition. We are making up for our Wednesday cancellation. Thanks to those for tuned in to us playing Baldur's Gate together. You can expect that maybe we'll do that some other time, but for now, you're here with us tonight on a lovely Sunday evening. The air outside is crisp. Clover is here, and we're super excited that you're with us. For those who are joining us for the first time, we do this in support of Extra Life, which raises money for America's children's hospitals. If you're interested in supporting children and making sure they get the care that they need, do consider making a donation. Clover's really invested in this. And let's just go ahead and get into it. First off, say hi. Thank you. Okay. Last time out, our intrepid adventurers, the Holly Hunters, brought Cena back from the brink of death after a new ally appeared, running her through with a broadsword. And that ended up being none other than Colette Foxbriar, the sister of Branwenn. Colette revealed that her mother forced her into a solemn oath to the crown of the Summer Court, and now dutifully sworn to protect and serve Amar, the Summer King, following Branwenn's antics that led to her banishment. Hoping to salvage her family name and rid herself of servitude, Colette chased off to the material plane at the call of her sister, intending to return with Hansen Deity's corpse. A nuisance he may be to the Fae, his capture would still prove, value to the court. And choosing to stay for now, the party has made their way through the rest of the ruins, finding little riches to speak of. After a while, though, they arrived in a peculiar room. Clover, please don't dig on the bed. Don't do that. Thank you. Where was it? Don't do it. Okay. Where was I? No, darling. Shush. Okay. One more. That's it. This is the good Clover treat. So if you're quiet through the rest of the intro, sit down. Sit. Sit. That's the good Clover treat. Stay. Okay. Okay. After a while, they walked through the rest of the ruins, and they arrived in a very peculiar room, an ornate mirror making up much of the wall, albeit cloudy and hardly reflective in any nature. Branwenn, however, was among the few to discern a colossal tree rooted in the earth in some distant clearing. But beyond its surface, the mirror provided few answers. Lorelei, however, interpreted it to be something else entirely. Clover, I can't help you anymore. This is if your mother was watching, she would see this and be very unhappy. However, interpreted to be something else entirely, the portal to the tower of her rival, the enigmatic Draken Voss. Finally fed up with her machinations, though, Borgin accosted Lorelei and demanded that she speak the truth of her intentions. She sought neither gold nor riches, only a chance to kill her former master. Realizing the error of his ways, and that was the beguiling influence of the witch before him that strained his relationship with Borgin, Dunk lashed out, cleaving the woman in two before hurtling down to her to earth by her neck. The party could not rest on the victory, though, for in a strange hidden compartment of the chapel altar discovered by Willem, they found the musings of the one called Voss, detailing his observations of thieves of his stashes that he left on the material plane, including Dunk. And when Voss had attempted to pull Dunk back with him to the Fey realm on that fateful day, he had been imbued with dangerous, wild magic, and bit by bit, each time he rages, his life force is drained, ripped apart by the magic within him. Ah, that's right. And now the sun has not fully set, pillars of amber and gold cutting through the trees in the still evening air, and the edge of night is cooler than you've ever felt before as you all make your way out of the ruins and start to make your way toward camp for the night, or at least towards Borgen's camp. How are you all? What are you doing?
How's our donkey boy doing?
Feeling very pensive.
He was a sad boy at the end of last sesh.
Yeah, he was.
He's just a
He's
sad boy.
I
yeah.
mean, he found out he's dying, so
Did we loot Lorelei's body? Loot that buddy.
You did not loot Lorelei's body.
Oh,
Can we?
are we still there?
You can go back and loot Lorelei's body, sure.
Loot.
Alright.
My sister watches
On-
me dig through a dead body's pockets.
On Lorelei's body, you find a quarterstaff, a robe of cold resistance, and a handful of spell scrolls as well, including a scroll of invisibility, a scroll of mage hand, and a scroll of fireball. Sit down.
Oh boy, am I the only one that can? Anyone can use scrolls, right?
I think so.
In
Anyone
my
can use
world, yes,
scrolls.
anyone can use scrolls.
I
Sit down.
believe I
You have to sit
also
down.
may be able to learn spells if I commit them to memory from a
I'm
scroll.
gonna give the
So is invisibility? Oh shit.
That's it. No, sit down.
I think
So-
we should give the scrolls to Willem because I think these are just things that Willem would really enjoy using.
So it's a scroll of invisibility, fireball,
Invisibility, mage hand, and fireball.
and... Wonderful. I
These
love that.
just
can
seem
just
like
give me
things that
one
would be
minute.
good shenanigans for Willem. Clover.
Willem happily pockets the scrolls.
Can I take a closer look at this quarterstaff?
It's a standard looking quarterstaff.
Just for whacking? No magic?
Well, I mean, it's a staff that a wizard or a sorcerer might use to focus their magic, but there is nothing
nothing.
particularly special about it. You can make an Arcana check if you'd like.
I would like to. We're starting off strong, baby. That is a nat 20. For a total of
It feels
20.
that there is
That's
a
nat
hum
and
of
dirty
magic.
20.
It feels as though there's a hum of magic to it, but you can't discern what is different about this particular quarterstaff. But given that you are the one inspecting it, Branwenn, you get the sense that this bears a similar vibration and almost musicality to it that is similar to your sword.
Oh, this is some Fey nonsense.
Hmm.
That would make sense.
So,
given
If
that-
we were in a different realm right now, it would be so powerful. But instead, it sucks. Alright.
If we were on a different realm right now, this would be so powerful. Is basically, I have a girlfriend, but she goes to another school, but for weapons.
Yeah. Yeah, Branwenn being good at things is that entire sentimentality.
Hmm.
When I went to another school, I was really Alright, let's go catch up with the other two.
Yeah, I'm ready to get out of here.
Hey Dunk, do you wanna hold on to this staff? And this robe?
Was there anything special with the robe, or was it just a robe?
Cold resistance. Would you like it?
Oh,
You could wear it as a little scarf.
I'll take the cold resistance robe. Yeah.
We should
I already have a cold.
we should probably
let's
head
go.
home, right?
Yeah, we should. I need to go meet back up with
Your
Ileana
girlfriend.
and make sure that and make sure that Cena hasn't killed her.
Uh-huh.
I'm kind of concerned about that.
Yep. Perhaps while we are walking out of this place, we could discuss a little bit about what's gonna happen to Cena, because I think she may need some sort of like deprogramming.
I mean, let's talk to her first though, because maybe like
Yeah.
traumatically getting stabbed might have like rewired
Made things a
something
little
in
worse.
her head.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I was trying to be optimistic for once.
Oh, well. Yeah. Don't let me crush that for you.
Well, because like the thing where like you always got to make sure to separate the human trafficker with the human traffickee, because otherwise, if they're together, then they're gonna be on the same wavelength. But as soon as you get them apart, they'll be on different wavelengths.
Yes. Classic.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
Let's head back.
they're quite separate now.
Yes.
Okay.
How's
Alright.
Borgin doing?
As you make your way out of the ruins and back towards the entrance where you first came in, you find the group of companions of Borgen's band, kind of milling about. They're all waiting for you to return, and you are. That's very good. You see a couple of people, and it actually feels quite chilly. The night air is cold, uncharacteristically cold from what you have come to know to this point in time. You even see Eliana kind of tug on the collar of her cloak to keep warm. Clover, please don't take the bed. You see Cena thoroughly bound and tossed over the shoulder of one of their companions, still unconscious, though unconscious. Blood stains from earlier in the day. If you could all just give me like 1 second, and I'll be just fine.
Sure.
Whenever her mother is away, it's terrible.
When the
No,
cat's
you can't
away,
do
the
this.
mice will play, as they say.
New mouse.
So Cena, okay. Cena is all tied up, and you can still see the blood stains from earlier in the day, dry and rust colored. And Borgin kind of mills about towards the back. Just one more second. The reality is, she's just not having a good time right now. Borgin is milling about. He doesn't look great. He seems lost in thought.
Should we maybe just? Oh no, we should probably get out of here in case that one druid lady comes back. Nolan, you were echoing.
I've reduced my volume slightly.
Yeah, those druids definitely don't like us now.
Yeah, let's see if we can like beat feet a little bit just to get out of the area. Should we wake up Cena?
She'll probably come to on her own.
Yeah, no.
It
Perhaps
feels
best not
bad.
to wake the traumatized, powerful mage.
It feels bad.
She could probably use some sleep.
That's also
Getting stabbed
probably
will
true.
do that to you. Yeah.
Yeah. She needs to convalesce.
Let's see if we can find somewhere to camp, I guess.
Can we
Alright.
make it back to Borgen's campsite in a reasonable amount of time?
Borgen's campsite is still several hours march away, and the sun has now fully set in the sky. So it is starting to get to the point where you'll probably want to make camp prior to arriving there. It's as you press deeper into the forest, night almost fully descends. It's becoming difficult to see exactly where you are, and even the path forward. There's a very cool breeze. It's kind of wafting through the branches. They're creaking and snapping, cutting through the perpetual silence as the sounds kind of echo in the silence around you. Borgin is going to approach you, Dunk, and just kind of grumble a little bit. I wanted to apologize to you. I'm sorry for letting her into the camp, son. I'd trade all the time we had with her for a lifetime with you, son.
Well, you couldn't have known, but I'm glad.
There were signs. There were definitely signs.
Well, she also did have sick tits, so
You're so right, but at the same time, it feels a little odd to talk to you about that.
yeah, maybe.
At the end of the day, I don't know if I'm going to be able to face them all. The rest of them, I know what they say about me behind my back. What they saw me become when she was around, whispering in my ear. How will they ever trust me to lead them again?
You know, I think if you can go back and give them a good target, a next target, something real. And I'm gonna take off my Go Fast glove. I got this from Red Wine. He would be
In red wine.
a great target for future raids. And I'm gonna give it to him as an example of what he could get.
You stole this from a trading company in Westwatch? Been a long time since we hit a score in Westwatch.
Yeah, you might want to wait just a little bit for some pressure to die down. Just made a bit of a scene, but they'll be looking for us, not you.
I appreciate that, son. The offer stands if you wanted to stay. The truth is, I'm a sham of what I've promised these people. But you got out, son. You made a better man of yourself than I ever could have.
You know,
If you wanted to lead them, it could be yours.
the offer is very tempting. And I'm not saying no, but I don't think I can do that yet because I still have a lot that I need to figure out about what's going on with this stuff in my brain and what's going on with this stuff, my temper.
Aye. Well, I won't stop looking for a cure. I'll promise you that, son. You got friends here at Nay. You got family here at Borgen's camp.
It's cute.
I'm gonna, pat him on the shoulder. Say, I appreciate that, Dad.
It's cute.
He's going to kind of turn to the rest of the group and shout a little bit. He says, well, still hours before we get back to the caravan. Best we make camp for the night, savvy? Any objections?
None here.
Fair enough. We'll camp here for the night. Make the rest of the trip in the morning. Well, don't be standing around. Put the tents up, folks. Come on. And the Borgen's band kind of gets into gear and starts breaking down some of the tents and setting them up. Instead of breaking them down, they're going to set them up. And Aelion is going to get a campfire going so that you can light a small patch of the forest that you'll
On
call
fire.
for your own tonight. That's right.
We're gonna start a
Um,
wildfire.
A really
How are the rest of you getting ready for the night?
I think I think we should wake up Cena. This feels bad to just leave her like this.
I guess we also don't want her to wake up in the middle of the night when nobody is.
Yes, I don't think she should wake up tied up. I think it would be
kind of disagree.
Frankly, I don't understand why you think we should wake her up so much. Like, she needs to rest. She's tied up. She'll be fine.
Who's getting good sleep tied up? Unless you're into that.
We could, we'll give her a pillow, and her
Randy,
hands.
okay. Randy told us to look after her. Do you think he would want her? Do you think he'd want us to just like dump her in a corner?
Who said we're doing that?
We can give her a cot and a pillow, but also leave her tied up for the moment and under surveillance. She was trying to kill us before she got stabbed.
By your sister. Who you...
Colette's gonna giggle a little bit when she hears that. Like, I'm sorry about that.
Colette.
Willem sort of points and goes, "Colette, you are a gem. Don't ever change."
You could change a little in some ways.
Colette, what do you think we should do with her?
This really feels like a you decision. Speaking as the person who did almost kill her, I feel as though I definitely don't want to be here when you wake her up.
You should not be here when she wakes up, yes.
Yes.
How about...
Totally fair.
How about we find a nice, little quiet area? I'll stick with... How about it'll just be me and Cheezers, so that Cheezers can let you know if she tries to kill me, which might happen. Of all of us here, I'm the only one that hasn't attacked her.
Yeah, I feel like we might be sort of making a mountain out of a molehill here, but why is it that you want to wake her up, and once she's awake, she sort of becomes a problem for us, not necessarily an asset, and while she's asleep, she's just fine, not bothering anybody.
Oh, why do I want to do this? Common decency?
Common decency would also be letting somebody recover from their near fatal wounds.
I mean, I was going to, like, just dump a bunch of healing spells into her.
Okay,
I've got 2
well,
spells left.
Listen, you take Cheezers, he'll keep an eye on things, and you can take her off into a nice little secluded corner and wake her up if that's what you want to do. You gonna untie her before you do that?
Maybe a
woman
little...
who had glowing black hands who was trying to murder us all?
I'm just saying, I feel like she'll be really pissed if she wakes up tied up.
Yeah. Listen, this is your rodeo, little cowboy.
If Branwenn is dragging Cena off to a secluded part of camp, what are the rest of you doing? And by rest, I mean Dunk and Willem.
I'm hanging out with Colette.
Definitely hanging out with Colette.
I think Dunk would like some alone time.
Before you,
so Dunk, you head off.
Before Dunk sets off, Willem is gonna walk up and just sort of put a hand on your very tall, very hairy shoulder and be like, "I'm sorry, big man. I'm here if you need anything."
Thanks. I just need some emotional regulation because apparently I can't get too angry right now.
Yeah, it's killing you. I remember reading that.
Yeah. I remember too.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thinking of you.
Thoughts and prayers.
Yep. Willem is going to quickly turn on his heel and walk back to wherever Colette is.
Colette is sitting by the fire. She's kind of rubbing her hands and holding them over the heat that beckons off of it. She's alone by the fire. Everyone else has kind of retired to their tents. You get the sense that there is an air of unease in the camp. Everyone's pretty ready to get home, and those that aren't ready to get home are just generally anxious. The final couple hours walking up to this camp, even the brutish men would just twitch at the snap of a twig, the crunch of every leaf. It's very much it's an uneasy evening here.
Yeah, probably has. Yeah. Anyway, Willem is gonna sort of sidle up next to Colette and be like, "Oh, are you cold or anything?"
Remember the bylaws that you wrote.
Yep. Oh no, I remember.
I mean, it's colder here than it is in the Fey world. I just, enjoying the fire. I want to talk to Branwenn, but I know she's a little preoccupied
Yeah.
with Cena and everything.
Yeah, she sometimes does this, and she goes to wander off and have her Branwenn time and just kind of be sad sometimes.
Well, he has a lot to be sad about, so I get it.
Yeah. Was she always sad or?
Oh, I mean, truth be told, she was my hero.
Mm,
She, always such a badass.
yeah.
I just, I hate seeing her like this, but I get it. And I'm just worried I'm about to make it worse.
Oh. Do you have something to tell her? I mean, far be it from me to pry.
Oh, I have a lot to tell her.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm sure. Well,
Yeah, there's.
you know, probably best to rip the bandage off. I mean, she already died.
Does she take well to? I mean, like you. I mean, I obviously have known her my whole life,
Yeah.
but you have spent the majority of the last couple months with her, so I feel like you would know better.
Hmm.
Um, i- is she seeing anyone
As far as I know,
romantically?
she's not. But when Willem sort of gestures over towards where Aliana is, I think there might be something going on there.
Interesting.
Yeah, but that's
Okay.
new.
Well, that's new. Okay, new. Yeah, and no flings or anything like that. Like nothing,
No, no,
nothing that might. Yeah.
she's not the she's not the friendliest. I feel like there's like this wall sometimes.
Huh.
Um,
I don't know about that. I think she's been through a lot,
she
and
has, and she sort of holds her cards pretty close to her chest. Like, I had this whole thing where I told everybody about my tragic backstory and my parents dying, my village getting burned down, and it was a real moment of
wow.
vulnerability to try to like create some honesty and sense of camaraderie within the group. And yeah, just I don't know. She wasn't very forthcoming about the whole why I can't go to the Feywild, why I got kicked out thing until we accidentally wound up
Right,
there.
right, right. No such thing as oversharing, right? Okay. Well, um, and she's just gonna run out of things to say as the silence kind of overtakes
Mhm.
the conversation. All you hear is just the crackling of the fire. She just kind of lets it die.
Yep. Just I mean, I'm curious, and you don't have to share if you don't want to, of course. But why did you want to know if she's seeing anybody?
I got things I gotta tell her. It's just.
Mm.
Has she ever? Does she? And she kind of looks over longingly in the direction of Branwenn. Are you guys close? Would you say that you're close?
I would say that we're about as close as Branwenn can be with, one of us.
Okay.
Again, not
So you know about Walder then?
Willem is going to roll a deception check and totally knows about Walder.
Okay.
Yep. That's gonna be a
I'm
solid.
sweating.
That's gonna be a solid 2.
What do you know about him?
Well, I know Walder is a man from Branwyn's past, from the Feywild, and I know things are complicated there. And it's a very
Kind of her smile grows
it's
as
a
you kind of stumble
it's
through
a
your
sensitive
explanation.
subject.
And she'll place a hand on yours. I'm just going, you're sweet. And you're much funnier than people give you credit for. But I think I'm going to go try to talk to Branwenn.
Okay. Willem, sort of flustered, will be like, I understand, and start poking at the fire with his sword and rearranging logs, not actually doing anything.
Don't stay up too late.
Yep.
It's nasty creatures in the dark, right?
Yeah,
That's what people say.
absolutely. And if you need anything, you can just call, and I'll come help.
All right. Colette leaves the fire, leaving you alone. And Branwenn, how are things going with Cena?
So probably find a nice secluded-ish area. At least like if I shouted, someone would be able to hear me. And also, unfortunately, Cheezers is here with his
In the
creepy
form of a
little human
weasel, I
hand.
believe.
Oh wait, let me just so the any viewers can just understand what he looks like. He looks like this, and those hands are human hands, and he's
Mhm.
divorced.
Bring it down just a little bit. Yeah,
There we go.
there you go.
That's good.
He's got very human teeth and also very human hands.
And feet.
Right.
Yes, and feet. And I will
Free, Evan?
just cut the ropes that we used to tie her up with, and I will dump a third level.
All of them?
What?
Like you're untying her fully?
Yeah, sure. That's probably a great idea. And I'll dump a third level cure wounds.
Sorry. As your hands kind of float over her body, glowing with a blue hue as life returns to her form. Just kind of her eyes struggle and kind of flutter to open. She caught and little flecks of blood kind of fly out of her mouth. And she locks eyes with you. And you immediately see just the fury in her eyes as her hands reach up for your throat, but then immediately clutch down to her chest as she grabs where the wound was. Oh, what did you do to me?
I have used several healing spells on you. That is what I have done. I've used 3 healing spells on you.
What the hell? Where are we? Where is he? Where is he? Where did he go?
Hansen and
You can
Randy.
just see the fury and hear it in her voice as like spittle flies out of her mouth, just mixed with blood and sweat even beginning to dribble down her head as she forces herself up.
You could probably just sit back down. Hansen and Randy are gone.
Gone? What do you mean gone? Where's the body?
Whose body?
Either one of them. I assume you killed them.
No.
Wait. They were gone. You mean they never came back?
No.
Who stabbed me?
That was an accident.
You don't stab someone by accident. I would know.
You do stab someone on accident when it seems like the person that did get stabbed looked like they were about to try to kill somebody else.
I don't call that an accident. I call that retribution. Show me who did this,
I'd really
and
rather
I'll
not.
finish them. Why am I still alive?
Well, that's a complicated question, I think. Because
I think it's pretty simple.
why
What
should
do
you be
you want
dead?
from me? I'm not telling you anything.
Cool, I'm not asking you anything. Why should you be dead?
I'm not saying I should be dead. I'm just saying that if I was stabbed at the hands of an enemy, and now I'm waking up in their camp, clearly you want something from me, so just tell me what it is.
Sure. I want you to stay alive and stop acting so insane. Sorry, not a good word choice. I want you to stay alive and live a healthy life so I can have peace of mind. I don't really know why I'm so concerned about
Healthy
this.
life. I was robbed of my life. I don't have a life. My life is whatever she tells me it shall be. We'll take a break for a moment from this conversation. For Willem, make a Constitution saving throw.
What? What?
Before we flash to Willem, I just want to say that Cheezers has like climbed up Branwen's shoulder and
Cheezers?
he's just
Oh
like,
no, I bat
this is
him
going.
off. I don't want that.
He wants
Freaky
to
little
say in your ear that this is going great.
I hate Cheezers, so I just bat him off and he just goes.
A Constitution saving throw. Willem will roll a 17 on that.
Okay. You feel a prick in your neck as a dart.
The
What?
Gom Jabbar. It's a Dune reference. Sorry, I can't.
You feel a prick in your neck as a dart lodges itself in the space between your neck and your shoulder, and you immediately feel overcome with just paralysis as every single motion seems like you're lifting your arm is like lifting a 50-pound weight. Just the blood coursing through your veins seems to move that much slower. And I will invite another person to join our party as the bolt lodges in your neck.
Oh my god.
Just give me a moment to change the cameras here. So Lazer Hawk, you scouting from the outskirts of camp, are able to see the crossbow, the dart fired from your crossbow lodge perfectly in the neck of your target. And you get the sense that it is impacting him. He is moving very slow, but it is not having the desired effect of completely stopping him. But he is certainly much slower now. What would you like to do?
I want to scan the perimeter. Are there any like people around that would see me just kind of waltz in and grab them?
Are no
Or
other people around that you can see because Branwenn is on the other side of the camp and Dunk has returned to his tent.
I am
before anything else happens, I just want to say you are somehow putting two characters of Kurt Russell together and it's wonderful.
he 100% is.
Okay, I'm gonna kind of just like look both ways, make sure no one's gonna see me, and I'm gonna waltz right up to him. I'm gonna take out a bandana or something, tie his mouth, and then tie him up and put him over my shoulder and walk out.
Willem is warging into
So-
Cheezers and telling Branwenn that I have been poisoned and am being taken away.
You will also have to make a contested strength throw. Willem, you will do so at disadvantage. And Branwenn, you, as you're sitting interrogating Cena, you hear a very unfortunate grating voice. Master's been taken. Master's been taken.
I'm sorry, what?
And Willem and Lazer Hawk, please roll your strength checks.
23
okay.
at
6.
disadvantage.
At disadvantage?
Yes, I rolled an 18 and a 15, and I got a +8.
Is Evan like completely pixelated for everyone else or just me?
Just
That's
you.
just you.
Okay, that's weird. Okay,
Hey,
okay, it's fine now.
you were frozen from me earlier, but
Weird. Okay. For why?
So what happens?
So if you have, so I'm sorry, I didn't hear Bort's roll,
Oh,
but I
I
assume he
got a
does not
6.
beat. Yes. So Willem, you are now gagged. However, you are not. You are able to push Lazer Hawk away as he attempts to lift you over his shoulder. And Branwenn, what are you doing?
Um. Uh. What is Cena's reaction to Cheeser's being like?
Cena's just kind of glowering, like she's just sitting there with fury in her eyes.
Shit. Oh God, this is the worst time. God. Will you? Will you just come with me, just real quick? You'll get to do violence of some kind, possibly, if that makes you feel better.
Fine.
Okay.
Make a persuasion check.
This is gonna go great.
You'll get to do violence.
That's a 12. She seems to like violence.
Kind of.
Bort, I'm trying to be
She's like,
nice to your daughter.
fine. I will. Um,
This is gonna
and
go
you
poorly.
race over. Lazer Hawk, what are you doing now that you have initially failed to pick up Willem?
I'm gonna just, grab him and just start dragging him, and I'm gonna stab him with another one of the drow poison darts, like just
Oh
from my
my
hand right into his neck.
God.
Do I get to contest this at all?
So outside two of you can roll initiative to fight one another.
Okay.
But it's just the two of you. Um,
Dunk still has my tooth, right?
oh, do I? I guess so.
I'm also letting Dunk know that I'm being attacked and there's an attempted kidnapping happen.
Does it work
And
both ways?
I'm just a little boy and I need help.
Oh yeah. So you can communicate through it. It's not just like
I believe I can. I can send a telepathic message as long as I'm within 10 miles of it. The message can contain up to 25 words.
Damn.
I
We're
rolled
gonna kill your new character, boy.
I rolled a 6 for initiative.
I rolled a 19.
that means that if your action is attempting to stab him with another poison,
Yeah.
I will have you roll to hit.
Okay. So I got a thing. I got a fun little guy that I have, where at the start of my first turn of combat, I get an attack action on that turn, but I also get an additional attack. So I get 3 attacks.
You
So I'm gonna
stab him
try
with 2
again
more darts.
because I got a 12.
Okay.
First one's a 12. Second one is a 17. Does that hit?
I'm going to use my
Willem does-
reaction, if you will allow it, to cast shield and give myself a +5 to AC.
It is a reaction, so you can do that.
That will put my AC at 23.
Well, I rolled very poorly. I did not get any of
Until
those.
until the start of my next turn, my AC is 23.
Okay, well, I hit none of those.
Okay, Willem, it is now your turn.
Will anything I do be at disadvantage?
No, you can't use verbal components at the moment.
Oh, well then I cannot shield myself. So does anything off an 18 hit me?
Oh. Did over an 18 hit
No,
Lazer
it's a
Hawk?
17.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Should.
Plus 8.
I am going to pull out a scroll of hypnotic pattern and try to cast that.
Is that verbal?
Does that not require a verbal
I
component to
have a
read the
scroll,
spell
so I
scroll?
don't know.
I'm pretty sure reading the scroll requires a verbal component.
Just somatic and material components, actually.
All right. Then go ahead and try to roll.
You must succeed on a wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
My spell casting is my
Oh
spell
my-
save is only a 13.
5. I'm rolling so poorly. This fucking sucks.
Congratulations, you are charmed. You are incapacitated and have a speed of 0. This spell ends for any affected creature if it takes any damage, or if someone else uses an action to shake you out of your stupor. It will last for 1 minute.
At this point, Cena and Branwenn and Colette, who followed the commotion, all arrive at the scene, and you see your companion Willem being accosted by a now hypnotized, large, gruff, and just behemoth-looking human male, wearing a black top hat, an eye patch, and just a grizzled, scarred face with a fraying black and grayed beard and a long flowing trench coat as he stands there in just utter almost paralysis.
Wait, a top hat or a cowboy hat?
And
This is very important.
It's not a top hat.
it's not a top hat.
Okay.
It's a brimmed hat, not
Cool.
specifically a cowboy hat, not specifically a top hat. And at this point in time, Willem, the poison is beginning to completely overtake you, and you are now poisoned and have disadvantage on all ability checks moving forward for the next hour.
Can I do stuff?
You can do stuff. We'll make another Constitution saving throw.
Okay. Do I have disadvantage on my saving throw?
You do because you are poisoned.
Yeah, okay. Then that will be a 15.
You are still awake and fine,
I
but
reach
you
into
are
my
very
bag and grab the antidote and take it, so I'm no longer poisoned.
right on. I'm so sorry, Lazer Hawk.
My first spoiler.
I stand up
What are the rest of you
and
doing?
gesture at him with my foot and say, "This motherfucker got a dart at my neck and poisoned me, tried to fucking gag me, and I don't know why we should not kill him right now."
Why is he just standing there?
Oh,
This is weird.
hypnotic pattern scroll. He's hypnotized.
Oh, cool.
Can I
Cool,
do
cool,
stuff, or am I like?
It's
fucked
for
up?
a minute. So if it's been a minute.
I'll let Chris decide when a minute.
It has not been a minute yet.
Oh, by the way, we only have a minute, and so he's incapacitated
Oh.
right now, so we should probably tie him up or
Yeah,
point
we
our
need-
swords at
We
him
need to
or
know like
something.
who sent him.
Oh, hey, Don. Anyone have rope?
Yeah, we used it
yeah,
to
You
tie up
used
Cena.
to, and you cut it off of me.
Yeah,
Says
no, I
Cena.
kind of So yeah, I just cut it. Sorry, we could have reused that.
I've got it.
Lazer
I'm
Hawk.
sure we've all got
You feel this spell start to wane, and your abilities and control of your extremities return.
I draw my
Um,
sword.
And you now find yourself surrounded by 5 people.
Oh God, there's so many of us.
I'm going to cast fog cloud. Yeah. 20-foot radius of sphere of fog centered on me and Willem. It's heavily obscured. It lasts for like an hour, and I'm gonna attempt to grab Willem and stab him with more darts.
Yeah, at this point, everyone roll initiative.
Oh boy!
Should we roll new
I kind of want to
initiative?
see
Or...
what he's gonna do.
No, you will keep the same initiative, so everyone else will roll into it.
Okay.
And this is your action, is casting Fog Cloud.
Okay.
Um,
I did great.
Yeah, same.
I got a 6.
Oh, I actually did pretty good. 19.
I also got a 6.
okay. All right. In that case, will you do anything else? A bonus action? Well, you get 3 attacks, so you can. You've cast Fog Cloud, and you are attempting to poison him.
Yeah, I'm gonna stab him again.
So he gets to stab me 3 times again?
No.
New combat?
One time this time. 3 times is only my first turn in combat.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Do you have disadvantage on this because you were also attacking in the Fog Cloud?
Probably. To be honest.
Definitely. So go ahead and roll to hit with disadvantage.
Okay, that is a 21 with disadvantage.
That hits. Willem, make a Constitution saving throw.
10.
The poison overtakes you and you fall unconscious.
I did it.
Yeah, yeah.
And it is now Dunk's turn.
I am
I'm
not
going
pleased about
to
this.
run up and.
What's that, Willem?
Oh, what was that? Okay, I'm gonna run up and attempt to shove the intruder to the ground. So that's a contested.
Make a contested strength check.
It's I get to use athletics, and you get to choose whether you want to use athletics or acrobatics. Sorry, athletics or acrobatics.
Okay. I will use acrobatics.
Ooh, that is a nat 20 for a dirty 28.
7.
So you're shoved to the ground. And then with my next attack, I will attempt to grapple you. And let's see, how does grapple? I think grappling is.
If you are prone, I think it automatically happens, does it not?
Oh, does it? Okay. Then yeah, you are now grappled and prone.
Let me confirm.
Yeah. I always have to look this up.
Wait. Does Dunk have to roll to shove me or anything with disadvantage?
I rolled the shove was the contested roll.
Oh, okay.
But then the grapple.
Hmm.
Let's see.
It doesn't look like it.
Okay.
So let's have you both roll.
Okay.
But you're both at disadvantage. Lazer Hawk because you're on the ground, and Dunk because you can't see.
Sounds good.
Okay. So yeah, I think the grapple is a regular. I don't know.
It's just a regular contested strength throw.
Okay, contested strength. All right, so that's 21.
9.
Okay.
Lazer Hawk, you are now grappled, and with that, Branwenn. Or it doesn't really matter because you're unconscious. So Branwenn, it is your turn.
Run. Am I able to see Willem in the fog cloud?
Fog cloud. Give me a moment. One day, I'll learn all these spells.
You'll know all of them.
It is heavily obscured.
Heavily obscured, I would say probably not.
Yes. Darkness, opaque fog, or dense foliage blocks vision entirely. You're suffered from the blinded condition.
Oh,
So no,
dang.
you can't see him.
Hmm.
Oh wait, was I able to see him to make?
Well, that's why you did everything at disadvantage.
Okay.
I would like to look for Willem. I want to find him.
Make a perception check at
Okay.
disadvantage. You even see? I'm gonna say you're reaching out with your hands.
I'm also like using the message cantrip to be like, dude, what the hell? And he's just probably not.
He is
answering.
unconscious and unable to respond.
So good, so good, so good. 24.
Okay. You are able to place a hand and you kind of rub around the face and do, you're like, yeah, this is Willem. And you have found him in the fog
And
cloud.
I'm just gonna grab one of his arms and just start dragging him away from the scuffle happening over there. And I'll
Make
see if
a strength check to
yeah,
drag him out.
and I'm just gonna yell at Colette to help me because I'm so weak. Oh
Colette
my god.
is just in the fog cloud shouting, Branwenn?
I'm literally right here. Come help
Branwenn!
me. And that is
What?
that is a natty and also dirty too.
Okay, you are unable to,
It's
as you
been a
attempt to
very
drag
long day.
Willem.
Also, in this
As you
same
attempt
day,
to
I
drag
did
Willem.
carry an entire Cena across a river.
You did do that, but you were unable to drag Willem any further than where he currently rests.
Why is he so heavy?
And
Jesus, help me.
that
I'm wearing chainmail, so that'll add some weight.
that brings us to Lazer Hawk's turn.
Nothing I can do but attempt to escape the grapple, right?
Yeah.
That is correct.
That is what I will do then. It's just strength.
Mm-hmm.
Cena and Colette don't take turns.
Oh,
They're not
14
getting
in
involved
it.
in this.
They're not getting involved, those little turds.
That is another nat 20.
Oh my god! Grappled by the unstoppable.
Lazer Hawk, are you doing anything else with your turn?
I don't think I can. I'm just gonna say, I guess I'll shout at him. I'll say, "Get off me, oaf!"
So if you're grappled, or restrained rather, you just have disadvantage on dexterity saving throws, so you can theoretically attack. Your movement speed is just reduced to 0.
Ew! I will grab my crossbow, Buster, and I'll just try to like put it right up to him and fire if I can.
That is definitely going to be a
It's just like
disadvantage,
triple
given the
disadvantage
proximity.
That's fair.
Yeah.
14.
Does that hit you, Tom?
That does not hit me.
Okay.
Rats. Wait, did I get 2 attacks? Yeah, it's an 11. I've been rolling below 5s this whole time.
This is not the welcome that Lazer Hawk wanted.
But it's the one I
All
deserve,
right,
you
it
know?
is now
It's the one
Dunk's
Lazer Hawk
turn.
deserves.
Oh, sorry, you said it's my turn?
Yes.
Okay, how big is this fog cloud?
20 feet radius.
20 feet radius.
Oh, perfect. Because I can drag a character that I'm grappling half my walking speed. So I'm going to drag him out of the fog towards the camp.
At this point, a crowd has begun to arrive, hearing the commotion.
What are these
And so
idiots
Colette's just
doing?
kind of standing there. She's like kind of just standing there with her hand to her mouth, and Cena is kind of like just trying not to like make eye contact with anyone, afraid for the fact that she's now kind of surrounded by all these people that at one point had her tied up. And Borgin kind of whispers, "The hell's is going on here?"
I really have no idea.
I'm so confused.
It is now Branwenn's turn.
Oh god, I was gonna do something and I forgot what it was.
You got a hand on your buddy Willem.
I'm just gonna keep attempting to drag him away from whatever's going on here. And I'm just gonna be like, Colette, you were useless. And I'm gonna try to drag him a bit farther. Oh, 18. Okay. That's a dirty and natty 18.
You're able, with much difficulty, to drag your unconscious companion out of the fog cloud and into a heap at the feet of Colette and Cena. And Colette just goes, "Good job."
Like, what? And
This
I'm just
just
gonna
feels like an intimately you problem. I don't,
and I'm just gonna be like with my other hand, just trying to like just slapping Willem, just like, dude, come on, wake up, wakey, wakey, wakey.
With that Lazer Hawk, it is your turn.
I'm gonna try to get out again.
Okay.
Oh, I guess I got roll too.
13.
Strength check, right? 17.
Should. I'm gonna just try to attack with the crossbow again. Then
Okay.
the struggle continues at disadvantage.
I feel like we've been here before.
Yep. First one does not hit. Second one does not hit as well.
My AC is 16.
With Branwenn shaking you awake, Willem, you do come to. You feel even more lethargic than before. The just sheer action of moving your muscles brings beads of sweat to your forehead, but you are awake, conscious, and able to move about. But you continue to have disadvantage on all of your actions.
Can I
But it is now Dunk's turn.
I
What's
would
that,
have.
Willem?
I probably would have just yanked the. If I was trying to wake him up, I probably would have ungagged him.
Oh yeah, he's ungagged.
Before Dunk's turn, Willem is just gonna say, antidote.
What?
Dunk, it is your turn.
Yeah, I guess maybe I'll try dragging him another 20 feet, into the camp. And I'm gonna ask Morgan to give me a hand. And I'm also just gonna give him a little punch in the ribs while I'm dragging him.
Make an unarmed strike.
Let's see, what is it? Yeah, that'll hit. 21 for 6 damage.
Yeah.
Oh, and I guess I'll hit him again because I don't know.
Why not? Right?
Oh wait, I get advantage because it hits for another 6 damage.
How much damage total?
12.
Okay.
All right.
Hey. You have successfully dragged Lazer Hawk into the center of camp where he is effectively surrounded by all 12 of you. Lazer Hawk, what are you doing?
Same shit, different day. Trying to get out.
Okay. In that case, it is now Willem's turn, technically.
Willem is going to amble over to Lazer Hawk, pull his sword out of the sheath as a
I'm just
bonus
picturing him rolling over there.
He's going.
Yeah, it's not at all cool or significant, but you get there.
Yeah, I pull out my sword. I say, "Flame on," and then I just get real close to him and put the flaming sword inches from his neck and say, "Who the fuck are you?"
Wouldn't you like to know? Hag spawn.
Willem is going to start turning red, partially in embarrassment and partially in anger, and say, "Well, I think you should probably start speaking considering the circumstances you find yourself in. Brow poison didn't work so well, did it?"
This usually goes a little better.
Yeah, I'm sure it does. Do I recognize this man at all?
Do not. It is your turn,
Yeah.
but you are now surrounded.
I look around and I just kind of go, oh, shit. My name's Lazer Hawk.
Lazer Hawk.
Did he come by laser?
You from around here, Lazer Hawk?
I think you know where I'm from pretty well.
I'm afraid I don't. Maybe you should elaborate a little bit. I will say, moving my sword closer to his face and having it start singeing his hair slightly.
Got his cool beard.
Little town, maybe you heard of it. Conway's Ferry.
Willem sort of stares, open-mouthed, and then takes a
Hey,
second to
hey,
compose himself.
hey, Evan, you should close that door.
Background?
Yeah.
Um,
I just heard something about a vampire negligee.
Nolan is searching for a reason why Willem would not immediately try to cut Lazer Hawk's head off. And Nolan's having a little bit of a hard time.
Do what you want, man.
Willem will just sort of say, "Who sent you?"
I know as well as you do. But you're wanted.
And they clearly sent their best to come get me, huh?
It's a lot of money. I'm sure you got more coming after you.
Where'd you pick up the job?
Conway's Ferry, like I said.
So you're from Conway's Ferry, but I never heard of you.
I used to go by a different name, but ever since I became a bounty hunter, I've been Lazer Hawk.
Went with Lazer Hawk. All right. Well, Willem is going to turn to everybody else and say, "Anybody mind if I, take care of this? With violence?"
Wait, who sent him?
He seems like such a nice guy.
Colette, he tried to kidnap me.
Wait, who sent him?
And I tried to kill somebody earlier today. We all make mistakes.
Yeah, but he tried to kill me, and
At that
we were
very
friends.
moment, she looks over at Cena and it's like, oh my god. I mean, somebody else tried to kill someone earlier today? What? Who?
Look, I would like to know who sent me as much as you do. Maybe if you come with me, we can find out who wants you dead.
Come with you, Lack is your prisoner. Lack so you can get the money. Lack so you can do the job. Willem's not seeing how I benefit from this.
Speaking the third person?
For a second, yes.
Yeah.
Hey, Willem.
Yep.
Think about it. If he was sent by somebody else, that means another person's gonna come.
Yeah, he said there would be more after me.
I'm the first of... They're offering 10K for you, boy. There's gonna be more coming. You're safer with me than the rest.
Maybe it's the whole poisoning thing, but I do not feel distinctly safe with you.
The devil you know is better than the devil you don't, right?
I just give her a look.
Look, man, you can tie me up. You can do whatever you want.
I'm gonna send just a message cantrip to Cena and ask if she recognizes this guy.
See her kind of her eyes flit up to the sky and she processes the message. She just goes,
Willem is, in a strained fashion, going to ask if anybody from Borgen's band recognizes this guy.
Not me.
Never heard of anyone named Lazer Hawk, but if he's with the Bounty Hunters Guild from Conway's Ferry, he's better than the scene would indicate.
Duly noted.
I imagine the rest won't go down quite as easily as he did, son. That family alive there. Maybe they're looking for you.
I most definitely do not have any family left alive there.
Yeah. That was awkward.
Yeah. Yeah, a little bit. All right. Well, Lazer Hawk, I think given the circumstances, perhaps you are more useful to me alive than dead. So we will allow you to remain alive at the moment, but you will be bound, you will be gagged, you will be blindfolded. I hope you find these terms amenable.
I mean, all we need is just a second eye patch. Or wait, no, we
Willem
just need to
and-
slide it over. We just
Willem
need to
at that
slide
note
it
does
over.
slide it over to his other eye.
Is there just another perfectly
What?
normal
Yeah, what does it look
eye
like under the
underneath?
eye patch?
Maybe there's a gem in there.
I
Is it like a little worm?
I guess I know what I'm beating. Look, yeah, I'll go with you guys. You know, do what you gotta. But I was to take you to the Oxbow right outside of Conway's Ferry. You'll find who you want to see there.
There's an apartment complex like across the street called Oxbow. Saying.
Somebody can dox you now, Stephanie.
Oh,
Willem, you know that location well. It's a skeevy, creepy tavern on the outskirts of the city.
I
Perfect for the likes of someone with the name Lazer Hawk.
turn to my companions and I say, we probably were planning on stopping back in Trowood or something, but anybody mind if we take a little stop by my hometown and try to figure this one out?
Wow, the Conway's Ferry, that's way out of the way of Trowood, folks. Suppose you could stop there on the long road, take it down to Mercier, and then cut up the river.
Yeah, we could do that, or we could take a shortcut.
Kind of shortcut.
You must be as daft as you look.
I've
You're
been
thinking about Butcher's
I'm
Pass.
thinking about Butcher's Pass.
We're thinking about Butcher's Pass.
I've been down that road several times. I know exactly what roads to take, and I know it's safer, and people will be looking at us less. There's going to be less eyes. That means less people after you, Willem.
Less people, because they don't come back alive.
Y'all are competent adventurers, it seems. You took me down, the greatest bounty hunter in all the land.
Is he being honest when he calls himself the greatest bounty hunter in all the land?
Yeah, there's not a bit of vibrato in his voice. He's being 100% honest, at least what he thinks.
Okay. Well, I don't know.
I assume
This
Laser Hawk.
Butcher's Pass thing seems like a quicker route. And I don't know. I want to figure this out.
Dunk, a word, if you don't mind.
You're not going to go anywhere, huh?
And
Oh, buddy.
Morgan's gonna kind of usher Dunk over.
Don't seem like I had too much of a choice.
Good to hear. And I'll head over to Borgen.
Listen, you just got back alive. You want to risk your hide going through Butcher's Pass? I know the road ain't safe these days, but anywhere's safer than those mountains. That's the journey in half, not even more, maybe, but it ain't worth it, son.
You know, Willem's definitely saved my hide on several occasions. And I think I owe it to him to figure out what's going on. And if nothing else,
Be
we at
smart
least
about
need to, like, get to the bottom of this before more people come looking for us.
I suppose. How about this? We'll decide in the morning on the way to camp, and when we get there, you can take horses for all you. That'll make the journey less strenuous no matter which way you go. But just be smart about it, son. I haven't heard a single soul come out of Butcher's Pass the same, if they come back at all.
Well, I think this will probably be our best bet.
He's gonna put up his hands, and people are gonna start to kind of mill about and head back to their tents. Colette and Cena linger as the rest return to their tents.
Is Willem still all is he still a sloppy boy?
And he will be for the next hour until he takes an antidote.
Hey, Willem,
Yeah.
what in the beans was that?
Well, this man has apparently been contracted by somebody in my hometown to hunt me down and meet him outside of town with me as a prisoner. Hey, Lazer Hawk,
Yeah.
they want me dead or alive, or have a preference for one or the other?
Definitely alive.
There we go.
Otherwise, I'd kill you on the spot.
Come on, man.
Read the room.
Okay,
So, that's the situation.
all right. Do you want to
The
take
hour
this?
has gotten very late, and you are
Yeah.
all quite tired.
Do you want one of us to like watch him tonight?
Well, I assume somebody's going to be watching, when we go to sleep anyway. So perhaps they could keep double
Have-
duty. And oh yeah, Willem snaps his fingers and has Cheezers run up Lazer Hawk's shoulder and sit right next to
God.
his.
Am I tied up or just
Oh yeah, one-eyed.
am I
But to the other one.
am I tied up or am I just okay?
I think it's probably best if we tie you up.
I feel like somebody would have tied him up.
If he's not tied up at the moment, he's definitely going to kick to launch Cheezers off of himself or something along
Yeah,
those
of course. I don't want some human hands running around my body. What the
I
hell?
will say that when he was surrounded by 12 individuals, you were lightly tied up,
Yeah, that's
wrists
kind
and
of what I
ankles.
figured. Okay.
Cheezers is going to start stroking your hair.
Oh, I hate that.
An
Oh wait,
abomination
He's
of a
worse than
creature.
death.
go under his hat, so he's like Ratatouille, but it's a bad rat.
There's things an abomination just like you, Willem.
I
You're
agree with
really,
that.
really not making me want to leave you alive anymore. Just I don't love the A word, the F word, things that I'm sensitive about.
Fuck.
No,
There's so many
freak,
words.
abomination, freak. Really, don't love that.
Not
I feel
my
like
fault
that's
your parents made contracts with hags. You're gonna be a hag, boy!
okay. There's
Not if
plenty
I
of
have
nice
any.
hags.
Name one that you know personally.
Jolene. She
Is
lives
that a real hag?
out in the swamp. She has eaten at least 3 people that I know, but also she's pretty good at knitting.
You, what's your name?
Oh god, I shouldn't have said anything. Branwenn.
Branwenn, did you know that this man's gonna become a hag one of these days? He might be friendly now. He might be an oh so nice little boy, but he will become a hag one day. That's just his nature.
Yeah, I've known it from the start, dude.
Willem
Why
is
would you
sort
choose
of
to
going
stay
to
with this
turn and
man?
look at Branwenn like, what was that? I'm going to turn into a hag? And you've known that since the beginning?
Thought you did.
I knew I came from hags. I did not know I was going
Oh
to
no.
become one.
Mm.
You didn't think that was important to mention?
Well, I'm sorry to break the news to you, boy.
Willem just holds up a finger in Lazer Hawk's direction.
Yes.
Well?
Wait, what?
Didn't think that was important to mention, that I'm gonna turn into a hag.
I thought you knew.
No, I did not. Probably should have had a clarifying conversation about this at some point.
All
We
Hexbloods
should
turn to hags.
we should maybe take a little sidebar and you can tell me everything you know about hags, because I don't know a hell of a lot.
You want to do that right now?
You know, at a convenient time.
This is now a convenient time. Got a lot to do.
That's a hell of a secret to keep from your so-called friend Branwenn.
Willem sort of turns to Lazer Hawk and gives him like a, I do not like that you are making sense.
Brandon's having a small panic attack. She's a little stressed.
We can have this conversation later. Why doesn't everybody just, let's go down for a bit of a nap.
Yeah.
Nap sounds good.
And Colette's gonna be like, God, yes, it's so late.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go
Dreams.
find a very quiet corner somewhere else.
Right. All of you retire to your respective locales. And Colette's gonna kind of call after you, Branwenn. She's like, Just two quick things. We're just gonna leave her." And she kind of points to Cena, who's standing there, still clutching her wound. She looks quite weak, but she is standing there unabated.
Oh my god. Yeah, I guess.
Do you have like a tent for me? Because otherwise, I'm sleeping out under the stars, and it's
What?
freezing out here.
I will use. Well, you can come hang with me, I guess, and I will. I guess use my last spell slot to cast Tiny Hut.
Okay. And then Colette's gonna kind of grab at your shoulder as you walk away. But can we talk?
If I leave this tiny hut, it goes away, and that is my last spell slot. It's been a very long day.
First thing in the morning then?
No, we should talk probably.
No, I don't care if she hears.
Sure, Cena, you can hang out, I guess. This is so weird.
She's kind of like gonna
I'll
pull her knees up to her chest and just like sit in the corner like, great.
I'll pat Branwenn on the shoulder and I will attempt to give her back a spell slot. I don't remember how
It would need to be a
part.
3rd level spell slot for me to cast Tiny
Wait.
Hut again.
What level?
third.
That's possible. You get a third level spell slot back.
What?
Oh my god!
Why didn't that work for Revivify?
Yeah, right. I tried.
I guess I'll just be like, so I'll be right back, I guess.
Well, it's gonna pull you over to a quiet part of the forest, not far from the tent. And just gonna look at you and just goes, listen. I know we have a lot to discuss, and I'm happy to answer any questions that you want to go through, like what happened since you've been gone, and a lot of stuff. But I just need to tell you one thing. I'm kind of I'm seeing Walder.
Right.
I'm sorry. He's in a bad way, B. I went to see him after everything, well, after everything happened. And, he's not even sure he's going to be able to fight again. And so I was just spending time with him, and I would do my readings with him. And I don't know. It just happened, and he's been really kind to me through all of this. And she kind of like gestures to her armor. And I don't want it. I didn't want you to find out when you got back, and I didn't.
What did he tell you about that fight?
I don't know. Just that. I mean, none of us really saw it. B, we all just heard about it, and the way you left him. I mean,
Did he tell you
we
what
were
he
all.
said to me?
I mean, no.
It was all for you.
What are you talking about?
He told me, and I trusted him, that if I lost the fight, it would be an excuse to fire me and replace me with you. And that's what he told me.
Why? Why would he? No. And I mean, I'm here, aren't I? Like, I'm. Did you think you fixed something? You did that, and I still ended like. Not. You can't fix everything.
Well, I tried to.
Yeah,
and it shows
you tried.
that the one thing that I was trying to prevent happened anyway. So
Yeah.
maybe you should
Why
ask him
would
about it.
oh, you always know just what to say? Maybe you should ask him about it. Why can't you just be happy that he's okay? You guys were close, and you didn't have to go that hard on him. And you know what? I thought you might. I don't know what made me think this. I thought you might be okay with this. I'll just go.
At least just spend the night.
See you in the... No, I'm not gonna go.
No, don't
Can't
go
go
out
back
in the
empty-handed.
creepy woods alone. In the creepy ruins
No, I'm
alone
not.
when
I'm
there's
just.
a crazy druid lady also trying to kill us. Stay in the tiny hut. Just don't believe what he tells you.
That's really easy to say. When never mind.
Chris, I'm sweating.
Let's just go to bed. And she will get up and walk back towards the tiny hut.
No, I have to make the tiny hut. It disappears when I leave.
All right.
I have to be in the tiny hut at all times. We have to share a 10-foot spear together.
The night passes without any significant issues outside of what has already occurred. Yes, Brandon.
Just a note, Branwenn does not sleep. She spends the entire night writing a tiny little manual, and in it is every single piece of training advice that she knows, and every single thing she knows about the courts, and anything she could possibly think of that would help.
All right. You do not get the benefits of a long rest then. And the next morning, the sun rises, and it is a cool and damp morning at the camp. Is anyone doing anything that morning? It is very quiet. The unease has only gotten worse from the previous night, and people kind of just pack up their camps pretty quickly and start to make their way further down the hunting trail towards Borgen's caravan, unless any of you are doing anything else.
No.
Angrily
Alright.
stirring the pot of
As
porridge.
as you make your way towards Borgen's caravan, Eliana will approach you, Branwenn.
Oh god!
Um,
And the oops keep coming.
I'm so sweaty.
so you are you okay? You
No.
seem a little tired.
No.
Do you want to talk?
Okay, every thing that I've said in the past day has been apparently very, very bad. So, not particularly.
Kind of like hangs her head a little bit. We could just walk together in silence.
That sounds great.
So nice of her. She's so
Yeah.
cool.
He loves you.
And Branwenn, as you walk, you will note that like Colette kind of lingers in the back, kind of kicking rocks as she does so. But Eliana stands fast in walking alongside you silently. Every now and then she kind of pushes down a branch so that you don't hit it as you walk deeper into the woods. And it is about late morning by the time you finally arrive at Borgen's caravan, and he'll kind of turn to you all and say, "So, you all going back to Trowood, or you taking the long way, or are you heading to Conway's Ferry as fast as you can?"
As much as we obviously can't really trust this bounty hunter, I think he does make a good point that we need to stay out of the limelight here.
I'm inclined to agree.
Y'all will be in
Fair
safe
enough.
hands.
You want to be careful. The horses won't do well in the mountains, but they'll get you there. Treat them well. And he kind of snaps his fingers as Eliana brings over two horses and another member, Wheel Guy, whose name I forget, brings over two
Wheel
others
guy. I
uh,
love wheel guy.
for you
He's
all.
so hot.
Super hot.
And you all
loves
can
wheel.
pick your horses and name them. And Eliana is going to bring over a white-haired stallion over to you, Branwenn, and kind of hand you the reins. And she goes, "He's the fastest of the bunch. Listen, if the offer stands, I'd like to take you up on that estate.
Join the co-op.
I'm not good with farmhand stuff, but I'm good with animals." And she kind of pats the side of the horse's
And I mean,
head.
people have tried to rob it. You could go through violence there if people try to rob it again. It could
It's
be
like
fun.
that. Will I be seeing you again there soon?
Hopefully.
I hope so too. And what about that blonde stick that we came out with? Not often we go into ruins and come out with more people than we showed up with.
God, I forgot about that for a
Oh,
second.
yeah.
Willem would like to approach Cena, perhaps in.
Cena's kind of standing there with her arms crossed, watching the scene unfold, and she sees you approach. She goes, "Yes."
Listen, I know we haven't really had a lot of time to talk, and you have no doubt a lot of questions, but I just wanted to
Can we
say,
pause for 1 second? Because I can't hear you at all.
okay, I am raising my volume up as loud as I can. I just went
It
from
might be a you
67
problem.
to I don't know. I'm up to 87 now. Is this okay?
Much better.
Okay. I'm going to approach Cena and say, I know we haven't had much opportunity to talk, and you probably have lots of questions and things to work out. But I just wanted to
Mm.
let you know, if you would like to come with us, you're welcome to do so. You're a free woman. We also have a place outside Trillwood where people can, sit, rest, work, and live for a while in peace. And, you know, excuse me for, making assumptions, but I think you could probably use a little bit of peace and quiet for a while.
You're going to Conway's Ferry?
We are going to Conway's Ferry. That is correct.
I'm coming.
All right. Your business there is your own. If you'd like to share, that's fine. But if not, I respect that.
My own.
Understood. Listen, I know, this is sort of an awkward situation, but I want you to know that he was a complicated man, but Randy loved you and wanted us to look after you a bit. You are obviously very capable of looking after yourself, but this is something we all feel we need to do.
More than capable.
Oh, trust me, I saw. I believe you. It's just if we can get you to Conway's Ferry, we'll maybe feel like we did what we need to for Randy, and then we can go our separate ways if that's what you want. Like I said, you are a free
I like
woman.
that very much.
He sort of gives her a
I'd
little
like
head
that
nod and
very
then
much.
walks away.
Hey,
Alright.
hey, Willem.
Yeah.
I assume I'm just like tied up like near a horse. And my legs are also tied, I assume.
You're standing, so your legs are untied.
Okay, then I'll walk up to Willem. I was like,
Yep.
Or no,
"Willem,
his legs are tight, so he just hops over.
Willem, I aim to get us there as safely as possible. I think we might do with less people. If it was just you and I think we might, one, make time faster, and two, be a little safer.
I assure you, Mr. Hawk, the blonde lady, she can take care of herself. She said she got some business in Conway's Ferry, and I am of no mind to turn her away. She was
I'm-
very important to somebody we lost recently.
Well, sure, I mean her, but I'm more talking about your other two companions. I don't know if they need to come along either.
We sort of tend to stick together as a group. I mean, I'll talk to them about it, but I definitely feel more comfortable with them watching my back, especially considering you're a fucking bounty hunter that tried to poison me last night.
I like take a quick glance at the ground. I look back at you and I go,
That's it's fair enough.
Yeah. I appreciate the insight, though.
Colette will come up to you, Branwenn. She's kind of not meeting your eye line. Listen, I think I should go back. There isn't really anything here that's going to explain why I'm not guarding the bathhouse, so.
Just tell
And
me
I'm not
quick,
really sure.
what's happening back home?
Well, let me just ask you this. And again, not really meeting your eye line. Have you ever actually seen Amar?
Have I?
No.
What? Oh, that feels bad.
Like
No.
when you joined the duelists and you swore that whole, I don't know, whatever you guys call it. Did you see him?
I don't think so.
I mean, I serve him, right? That's the whole thing here. That's my oath that I'm honor bound to serve Amar. But I didn't swear it to him. I swore it before the Lavender Parlor. Like it feels kind of weird that I've never seen the guy that I'm supposed to defend with my honor and life. Just we all talk about him all the time. But I felt like when I joined up with his noble guard, I'd see him a little bit more. You know, you could. I'm sorry. Why? Hold on. I'm not sorry about how things have gone since you left. You weren't there. And I'm my own woman. And if anyone taught me that, it's you. So I won't apologize for the way things have gone. But I am sorry that you had to find out that way. I wanted to be the one to tell you, and I understand why you might be hurt by that. You could come back with me. And for the first time, she makes eye contact with you. We could explain it away. We could find a reason. I need you. If I'm going to do this. And at the moment, I don't seem to have a choice, so.
When I went back when I was dead, um Erevan found me within hours. I very much can't go back.
What's it going to take?
What? I didn't hear that.
What's it going to take?
You know, those terms weren't really laid out to me when they dumped me here, so I'm just trying to do what I can. And I'm gonna give her my little book that says dueling for dummies on the front. You were
She
always
takes
more of
it
a
and she
reader
kind
than
of
I was, so I figured this would help at least a little.
she takes it and she kind of thumbs through the pages and sees that it's all written in your hand and she goes, "Oh,
Sorry for that one bit that you can't really read that much. I kind of was falling asleep a little bit. Uh,
I love it. I love you. I'm sorry. Just don't take so long, okay?
Yeah, I'm trying. And don't forget to drag that one lady's body back with you.
I'm gonna go get her.
I think she's in two
Well,
pieces now. Dunk's really good at what he
that's
does.
fine. Half is fine. Um, all right. Well, see you later.
I just go give her a big hug.
She returns it in full. Um, and she kind of pushes you away and grabs you by the shoulders and says, I'm gonna find out what you need to do. And I'm gonna find him wherever he is. Because he's like he's our ticket for you coming back, I think, I hope. I don't know. But I'm gonna figure it out. You're not stuck here. And who knows? Maybe me bringing half of some Fey Witch back will restore a modicum of honor to the Foxbriar name. Um, I think Dad's working on something, and maybe if I let him know that I came, he'll clue me in on it too.
What?
Well, I don't know. We want we want you back.
God. Just don't get into trouble.
Maybe Mom, she needs more time, but we want you back.
Oh, and tell her to actually start training you and get a different sword. For fuck's sake.
Bad. Okay. I'm gonna go before I turn on the waterworks. It was good to see you.
Go on, get.
And just pray that nothing bad happened in like the hour I've been gone. So
Oh, Christ.
she will turn to the rest of you and like kind of go, so great to meet you all.
You are the hottest thing on this side of a planar gate. And I just had to let you know that before you left.
She's gonna snap her fingers and finger guns at you, and she goes, "Thank you," and just turns around and walks away.
He's gonna be a hag. Don't listen to him.
And with that, the day is yours. You have these 4 horses, and Borgin will kind of pull you aside, Duncan, clue you into some steps that you can take to set yourself on the path for Butcher's Pass. But beyond that, the rest of the day is yours to start anew.
Wait, so there's 4 horses. There's 5 of us.
Cena does not have a horse, but she could theoretically ride with one of you.
But are we letting Bounty
gonna
Hunter
be-
who tried to steal our little horned lad away, are we letting him have his own horse?
Gonna be difficult to guide you without a horse. In Butcher's Pass,
Well, what if you rode with Dunk and well, you guys are both huge. Damn.
I probably would be straining for the horse.
I could ride with Cena.
No.
I think we're not going to let
Absolutely
that
not.
happen now.
Christ.
You know, he's probably not going to go too far because Willem is $10,000 to him.
That's true. He's our little $10,000 boy.
What is the worth of one hag boy life? Apparently $10,000, which apparently
That's
we're
not
using.
bad.
Yep,
I'm
well,
pretty sure I'm worth like $5.
Here's what we're gonna do. Is Lazer Hawk still tied up?
His wrists.
Okay. I'm gonna sort of like hoist him onto the butt of a horse so he's laying like this, and so he can just be behind somebody. And I look at him and I sort of pat him on the face and say, "Don't worry, we'll turn around sometime so you can see where we're
Wait,
going."
but he's got to do guiding. He's got to.
Your funeral.
God, I kind of want to live through this.
Willem turns to Cena and just goes, "Do you have any insight?"
I'm really just enjoying whatever this is.
Christ.
Maybe you can enjoy it from the ground and not on the back of a horse then.
I can I can fit into a space big enough for a small creature, and like
Oh God, the non-Euclidean Duncan.
octopus myself into like
Cena
a
will just kind of like at that, as you mentioned that, Cena just goes, "Okay, no. How about everyone takes a horse and I'll ride with Branwenn."
Fucking Christ. Yeah, fine.
okay.
That's amenable to me.
All right. So you all saddle up on your horses.
Am I
Um,
am I untied?
We will untie your
oh, I
wrists.
don't know.
Okay.
We could like loop his little wrist thingy on the little saddle knobbin. You know that thing? The saddle knobbin?
Well, the saddle only has a
Mhm.
knobbin, which is called a horn if they are Western style saddles. These could be English.
Okay, look at this guy.
Our English saddles.
There absolutely would be a Western style one for this guy. He's got a cowboy hat and an eye patch.
It's not a cowboy hat. It's just a brimmed hat.
Don't be
It's
ignorant.
a cowboy hat.
Do we know the names of these horses?
I'm ignorant. Oh
Every
shit!
good-
Gotta name our
You all
horses.
are able to name them yourselves.
Oh,
Oh, this is so
Every good
stressful.
horse has a name. Y'all better be naming your horses.
Oh man.
I
Oh,
sort of
look at the puppies.
what
I
should I name
look
my
up
horse?
and down at Branwenn and her
Horse?
horse,
Yeah.
and I'm like, seems
I'm
like
not nervous.
Aliana gave you the best
Do you
one.
have any more information?
We just got the horse.
What color is it?
I don't know. What color
I'm
is my
gonna
horse?
just start petting my
Chestnut
horse
brown.
and just face plant into the horse.
Chestnut brown.
I like that he thinks he's muting himself.
What?
What's your name?
My name is Dunk.
Is what?
Dunk.
Dunk.
D-U-N-K.
You should name your horse Donuts. So it's Dunk in Donuts.
Dunkin' Don't?
That's so good.
Yeah, donuts. Then we'll be Dunkin' Donuts.
Yeah, that's cute.
Okay.
That's cute.
Yeah, that'll work.
Thank you, Dunk's wife.
Hi, Laura.
What are the rest of you naming your horses?
Oh no.
You don't have to answer right now either.
I'm gonna make Cena pick.
Do I have a boy horse or a girl horse? Or does this horse not
A boy
conform to
horse.
gender
Actually,
norms?
no. Did Aliana name the horse? Did it have a horse or a horse name?
It didn't have any name.
Damn it. Could I have asked her before she left?
Sure.
That just feels
Aliana
right.
will name the horse for you.
Yes.
I'm naming my horse Rodri.
You son of a bitch.
Because he's gonna be red.
My horse is going to be named Gunthorium.
This used to
Gunthorium
be a
and
serious
Lazer Hawk.
campaign.
Mighty Gunthorium.
So you all riding your horses and following Borgen's cues, bidding adieu to the camp and the caravan, you cut through the thicket towards an old hunting trail not far from the camp. And it's a relatively short trot made easier by the horses. And it's not long before the trail forks off, one headed south toward Trowood, and the other west, higher up into the mountains.
A
I
mountain
lead
path. How
the
Baldur's
gang
Gate
west.
3.
I'm gonna pull my horse up beside Willem's. I'm just gonna tell him. I honestly thought you knew.
Yeah, didn't know.
I
My
thought
hands are gonna grip the reins a little tighter.
it seemed to me that you knew at least a decent bit about what you were, and we're slightly at least a little touchy about it. And I really did think you knew.
Yeah, didn't know. All I knew was that my parents struck a deal with a hag, and when I turned 16, I got these guys, and then they burned down my village about it and killed my parents, and I had to run away. That old chestnut.
Well, to give you some more information, that's what I'm pretty sure. I'm like 90% sure that's what those visions that you've been getting about the things about you getting called to like a bog or something.
Not a bog, just a clearing, and there's a really nice stump.
Yeah, no, I
Branwenn,
think
make a history check.
me.
Yeah. With advantage.
Saw. Yes, saw. That is a 20. No. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong modifier. 19.
You can feel free to clarify, but based on your interactions with hags in the past and what you know about them from their lives in the Feywild, is that nobody just turns into a hag without like undue influence from one. So just because you were born of a contract with a hag does not mean that you will ultimately turn
But
into
he's been
one.
being called back.
Yeah. So,
just to clarify.
what can you tell me about hags? Because I don't know a whole lot other than the stereotypes about green and unpleasant and making deals with mortals.
Well, they like to do that. There's this one named Jolene. But no, I'm pretty sure because they've been calling you, is what it sounds like. And I thought you were gonna go to them, and that's when, from what I understand, that's how it would when it would happen.
Mm-hmm. And there are man
You don't have to
hags?
be one. Yeah.
Okay. And if I were to become a hag, would I lose my free will? Am I going to be like their servant or anything, or am I just going to be a free man who just also happens to be a hag?
I mean, I have never personally known someone that has turned into a hag. I just know like 2 hags.
Okay. And they're not nice, not well regarded in the Feywild.
Well, they can be. One of them has some very few redeeming qualities in that she's very good at knitting. And her name's Jolene.
Mm-hmm. Chris, are all the I mean, perhaps you could tell Stephanie this.
I'm just gonna make a deception
Are all the
check.
stereotypes that I think about hags true?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm making a deception check.
Can I roll perception to see if I hear them talking about hags?
No, you can hear.
He would
You can
Oh,
hear them.
it, honestly. That's a 17 deception check on that. Jolene is kind of nice.
My horse slows down, and I kind of trot next to them for a while, and I say,
She's lying to you. There ain't no good hags. No good hags whatsoever.
Yep.
Dude,
And
what
so
is your deal?
if I were to become a hag, I think I'm kind of a good guy, or at least okay. I would become evil.
Well, we could fix you.
You can't fix a hag.
He's not one yet.
Not yet. But it's his destiny.
Well, that's funny because I just heard nobody turns into a hag without undue influence from hags.
Tell me about your dreams, boy. Branwenn mentioned
That was
something
so
about
creepy.
dreams.
Yeah, well, I've been having dreams recently about a clearing in the middle of a forest and this moss-covered stump, and it's a really inviting stump.
It's. I mean, the way you described it sounds like a really good stump.
Yeah,
Hag
just
stump.
like emerald green moss, little dewdrops.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Are there like little
perhaps
mushrooms on it?
perhaps a toadstool here or there.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but this clearing just feels in my dreams. It's like it's calling me, and it just feels safe and secure and inviting, and yeah.
This can continue. I just want to note that as you all are hiking further up the mountains, the air is growing much thinner, and the path is becoming more strenuous as you gain elevation. So, what has traditionally been a dense forest of autumn hued oaks and maples are starting to transition to more thinly sparsed conifers, and the shafts of sunlight are beaming in more and more as you ascend higher up the sides of the mountain.
Cena, do you know anything about hags?
I'm familiar with some of the general lore of them.
Anything we
Nothing that
haven't
you
covered
haven't
here?
already
I'm trying to
heard.
sort of figure out more about myself.
It seems like you're going back to the right place. She kind of grins a little bit.
Something about this is not very trustworthy. Are there Willem sort of gets close to Branwenn. He's like, "Are there any hot hags?"
Are there any hot hags, Chris?
You know that one of their most profound abilities is the ability to masquerade beyond their physical form. So they tend to adopt the form of someone quite beautiful until they drop the facade and reveal their grotesque form.
So like Jolene, she's got like these like long auburn hair and just like real green eyes.
Mhm.
Lies of the
What's this a
hag.
reference to?
So when I become a hag, I'll no longer become hot.
Only as an
Well,
illusion.
Jolene's super hot technically, kind of, but also not really.
All right, I've been
You've never seen the true form of a hag, Branwenn.
Yeah,
coasting
but
on
I
my
saw
good looks for
Jolene.
a while, so I'm a little worried about that. Well, since we're having a conversation, Branwenn, who's Walder?
Little shits. Um, he's the guy that I beat the crap out of.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Beating the
And
crap out of a lot of guys.
and and that's it.
What did she tell you? I know she told you something.
I'm just, yeah, she told me some things.
All right,
But
fine.
I would rather hear it from you because your sister seems like she can be a little bit of a shit
Much.
stirrer, if you don't mind me saying.
Oh, she absolutely is. Yeah, fine. Walder is my ex,
Mm-hmm.
Fun.
who apparently she's now dating.
Ooh, uncomfortable.
Dadgummit.
I've had a really bad couple of days.
Yep.
Tell me
Well,
about it.
yeah. At least you're not dying or turning into a hag.
Comparing your ex is dating your sister to the guy that might die.
Well, I already died, so I already crossed that one off the list.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah. Um, yeah. Hey, Dunk. I'm gonna change the subject blatantly. How's it going, Dunk?
Feeling a little bit better. Still a little worried about this whole like darkness vision thing that happened the other day. Still don't know what's going on with that.
We ever
Oh
get
yeah,
that fixed?
is that still happening?
I think Lorelai kind of
You
like,
use the circlet of lesser restoration to abate it.
yeah, it was
Oh,
abated.
from your cool new hat.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh yeah, his cool hat.
I forgot about my hat actually.
It looks really nice on you. You look
Thanks.
I
I
mean,
really love it.
even if you're deeply cursed, you look as effervescent as usual.
Nice. Thank you. I'm gonna need that energy to stay calm.
Yep. I was actually earlier when I was feeling a little bit, on edge about having information withheld from me, and almost being kidnapped. I was going to ask you for some tips on calming down.
Well, I used to just start hitting things, but I think that needs to not be my method anymore.
Yeah.
Hey, Lazer Hawk, since you're here, what are your anger management problems? Because apparently all of us have had anger management problems.
No need to manage your anger when your anger gets you most of the things you want.
Oh, that's not helpful.
Really, just the
All
worst
of you
thing
make
you could have
perception
said.
checks.
We're all making perception checks?
Yes.
Oh, so good. Oh, wait, I
Nice.
have a good modifier.
7.
That 20.
15.
All of you are able to hear a sudden amount of barking and howling back and forth, seemingly on either side of you.
Bark,
And
bark.
as your conversations continue, you hear the occasional low growl or extended howl within a couple miles. You're not exactly sure where it is. None of it feels overwhelmingly close, but you get the sense that there are all manner of creatures around you.
Party halt. Gunthorium, heal.
And I want to take a real good listen.
Make a nature check.
Mm.
Make a nature check.
3.
That's pretty
No.
neat.
4.
They sound like animals, but they sound very far away at the very least. You're unable to discern what kind of animal it is, but they sound as though they're coming from the north.
Since we're all stopped, I will do the same thing if that's permissible.
By all means.
9.
You're unable to discern the animal.
Also a 9.
All of you are aware that there are animals nearby, and now that the
Ooh, hold on. Is it
14.
um
Can I tell it's a dog?
I'll message you.
It's a good.
Message.
you are able to tell Branwenn that it is a pack of wolves that are at least somewhere in the vicinity that have likely picked up your scent. At the very least, you are being tailed. And now that you've kind of like had the opportunity to observe, you take a good look around and see that the forest has become quite thin at this point. And the expansive vista before you is very different from what you've become accustomed to on the forest floor. Instead, it's very jagged rock formations and steep slopes coming into view, not unlike your initial foyer out of Westwatch many weeks ago. But looking at it, you get the sense this is going to be a very challenging ascent. And you even hear kind of like the unease of your horses as you begin to kind of kick them into gear and make your way further up the mountain.
Can I like start tracking these wolves just to make sure that they're like not around
The
us?
wolves are tracking us.
Well, I just asked because I got Mountain Natural Explorer, so I can know about their exact number and sizes and how long ago they're around in an area.
Without any check.
Yeah, it's just kind of a thing I do, and I am alert to
Yeah, you are
danger.
able to tell that there is a pack of at least 6 wolves. They're within 3 miles of you to the north. But they aren't like very close, and that if you continue to move, you could likely outrun them
Are we?
or
Which
outpace
we're
them.
heading west?
You were headed west.
Okay.
Can anyone do prestidigitation?
That is not one of my bag of tricks.
It's also not one of mine.
Yeah, I was gonna say we could make a square foot of something smell a lot like horse.
I could mock them.
Not helpful.
No, I'm very not helpful right now.
If we can encounter them, I'll tell them what for. They're to the north. There's about 6 of them, but we'll just keep heading west for now. Keep tabs on them. I know wolves.
So Lazer Hawk, how'd you get into bounty hunting?
Just seemed like it was the only thing I was good at after a while, you know?
Hey, Lazer Hawk, how would you like to give up bounty hunting and work on a co-op?
That might be the
Willem
stupidest thing
turns
I've ever
sharply to
heard.
Branwenn and goes, "We are not there yet."
Okay, I'll try again later.
How would you like to take like parenthood of a bear?
Bear?
A baby bear.
Isn't Dinky taking care of him?
I mean,
Oh,
yeah, but
Dinky's got him.
somebody's got to like take him from Dinky at some point. I guess.
Dinky is at your farm, so I really wouldn't worry about it too much.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yay.
Lazer Hawk, how hot are you? Just wondering.
That's a great question.
Official roll.
I think you should get a +1 for the eye patch. Just saying.
You get to roll it.
I get to roll
It's
it.
your character.
Wow.
Yeah.
Chris, do we have
Are
a
you sure
character
it's
art
about that?
for Lazer Hawk?
What's that?
Chris, do we have character art for Lazer Hawk?
We do.
7. Just about right.
Yeah, he's a
No,
very
I
grizzly
refuse.
fellow.
Yeah, he's
He
ugly.
definitely used to be hot. But his personal hygiene is bad.
That's true.
He's a stinky man.
If he took a shower, he could get up to a 9.
So,
All of you
yep. Let's keep on keeping
make
on.
another perception check.
All of us?
Yes.
11.
7.
18.
11.
Young, despite being unaccustomed to these mountainous terrain, you hear a telltale crack coming from higher up in the mountains. And as you look up to the sky, farther up the peak, you see a puff of smoke and dirt, and the telltale signs of a rock slide coming down towards the road ahead of you. And calling this out, all of you can make dexterity saving throws.
Are they
I no longer
modified by
have
our
advantage
horses
on
at all?
those.
They are not. You're making them for your horses, so just tell me what you roll and add 3 to it.
Oh no.
And
Nat
add
one.
3?
Yes.
13.
These horses are dexterous.
28.
How did you roll a 28?
Just roll
Dexterity
the dice
saving
and
throw.
add 3 stuff.
I've
It's
got
not a saving throw.
proficiency. I rolled an 18. Dexterity
No,
saving
it's just for
throws,
your
I've got
horse, so it's a flat number
What?
plus 3.
Flat number?
Yes,
Well,
you're making
I
it
still
for your
rolled an
horse.
18. Okay. That's a
There
21.
you go. Lazer Hawk
For me or my horse?
for your horse.
Oh shit. Oh, come on.
It's my horse.
8. No, Gunthorium!
No!
So Dunk and I'm not cruel. Your horses aren't going to die the first day you use
He
them.
just had
No,
a
our horses
Um,
aren't gonna die here. They're gonna break a leg and we'll have to do it ourselves.
No.
Exactly. No,
Gunthorium, I
as
got
you are
it for
walking
the
through,
glue.
as
Dude,
you are
like
walking
a
through the
horse.
mountain pass, you hear the craggle of rocks from up above, and Dunk shouts out, and you yank on the reins of your horse, and you're unable, Laserhawk and Dunk, to pull off just enough. And so you, however, as you yank them in the opposite direction, bear the force of most of the rock kind of falling and crashing in your direction. So you, the two of you, will take 10 bludgeoning damage as you turn your horse to the side and take most of the force of the cracking rock flying up in different directions, but manage to stop yourselves thanks to Dunk's keen eye um, before the rock slide overtakes the road. But now the trail has become quite difficult, and um, with rock and loose fallen rock kind of occupying most of the pass ahead of you, that it is really doubling the amount of time that it might take you to actually work through this particular part of the pass. And it isn't until the late evening that you're able to actually reach the foothills, Lazer Hawk, of Butcher's Pass. The trail ahead of you becomes very uh, arduous, and you can see that there's a lot of winding, narrow paths for those of you who this is new for that wind perilously up and along these very steep cliff sides. The landscape's harsh, untamed, and wind just whipping through from higher up the mountains. And there's this very imposing presence, snow-capped peaks, and the sun has already kind of fallen beyond the tops of these mountains, leaving a very dark entry before you. And you get the sense that this might be an opportunity for you to make camp prior to going deeper into the pass.
I've got a huge smile on my face.
Well, this is it. Butcher's Pass.
I feel like this was a bad idea.
You all certainly have a tendency to put yourselves in deadly situations.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
Given the circumstances, this is the best option, believe me.
Insight check. Bad. 10. He's shady.
That's all you're really able to gather.
I'd be able to tell if he had another eye.
Yes.
I'm only having half an expression here.
Ah!
Are all of you good to keep going?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go for a bit more. Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit longer.
All right.
Three.
You
four,
all set up.
session.
You all set up camp for the night. Are you doing anything in particular?
Branwenn passes the fuck out.
Yeah, I guess
Indeed.
Brandon's sleepy.
I'm gonna stay awake for a little. I'm gonna stay awake until everybody else is asleep. Just kind of chilling by the fire.
Willem will take first watch, I guess.
All right.
Yeah, I guess if Willem's up and taking watch, I'll have a little snooze.
Willem, go ahead and make a perception check.
12.
The night is dark and full of terrors as you sit by the fireside and you hear all manner of creature in the distance. No longer is sound blocked and stopped by the just density of trees that you've become accustomed to camping in the woods for the past couple weeks. You hear the sound of every element whipping past your face, the sound of every cry of an animal deep in the distance echoing across the cavernous walls of the mountains alongside you. You definitely feel anxious, but your watch passes without issue, and you don't see anything on the outskirts of the camp beyond the firelight. Who are you waking for next watch?
I'll take it.
Yeah, I'll wake up Dunk.
All right. Willem, as you lay your weary head to rest, your thoughts are, well, they're a little messy. You feel yourself overcome with all of what you have learned over the past day and a half. Are you destined to become a hag? Who is this Lazer Hawk? Who is hunting you? And what awaits you back home in Conway's Ferry? And then for another moment, you reflect once again on the fact that what has happened since Hansen Dady's disappearance
New character.
to all the cultists that have overrun Conway's Ferry, at least last you heard. But it's not long before sleep finally overcomes you and you fade to rest. And your thoughts are with the only true love in your life, Gwen. When you stood on the corner of the road earlier in the day, your thoughts were with her as you thought about the fact that she was so close and it's been weeks since you've seen her, and you wonder what she thinks has become of you. And so that is what fills your dreams. As you fall asleep, you dream of walking about town with her, uh, going on a nice lunch date, and wondering if this is really the love of your life or if it's just someone who's shown you affection. But you're happy in the moment. Um,
She's the
and
love of my life. I
as
am a piece of shit.
as you stand there with her, another woman passes by you, a gorgeous woman in a long, flowing back black dress with auburn hair and just perfect skin, like no blemishes, no nothing. She has a perfect bone structure. She is one of the most beautiful women you've ever seen. And she kind of rubs her hand along your shoulder as she passes by you. She's so good to see you again.
Again, something about you is
Yes.
familiar, but I'm afraid I don't recall ever meeting you.
You've met me before. When you close your eyes and go to sleep at night, I'm a familiar face.
Ah,
Just one of those things you see in your dreams,
you're
hoping one day you meet in reality.
you're the hag.
No, not the hag. I'm just the face of someone you'd like to meet someday.
I would like to meet you someday. And I'd like to know a little bit about
Yeah.
what you might have planned for me as well.
They're not my plans, dear. That's someone else. But for now, you won't be sleeping tonight. And the world begins to collapse around her, around you. Almost panels of the world falling out beneath your feet as you feel like you're hung in midair, your stomach dropping to the floor of your body as though you've been left out with no floor beneath you and you could plummet through the very fabric of the earth. And you do, you're tumbling forever, all night as you sleep. You feel as though you gain no rest whatsoever. You're just in a constant state of free fall,
Thought
reaching
this was
out.
gonna be
Your
sexy.
friends, your companions. What?
I thought this was gonna be sexy.
Gwen, Branwenn, Randy, Dunk, all falling alongside you, reaching out, begging for you to grab them, to save them from this perpetual horror of the never ending drop. When will they fall? And sometimes you hear the bone crunching cracks of your companions hitting the floor, the rock solid foundation, but you continue to fall. And it isn't until morning, as sun breaks and you feel your body fall in a heap in your bunk, your body slick with sweat. You feel weak, as though you did not sleep a wink, and your hit point maximum has dropped by 5, and you have gained no benefits of a long rest.
Am I awake?
Well, great.
And as you wake in the morning, you awaken to the sound of a soft pattering of rain on your canvas tent. The gentle drizzle is soothing enough after that experience. Creates almost a rhythmic lullaby that lingers on the edge of your consciousness. Outside, as those of you also begin to wake and stir and dunk, having wrapped up your watch, you find that the world is veiled in this very delicate mist, not unlike the one you faced in the forest a few days prior. But there's nothing mystical about this particular morning as you poke your heads out of the tent and Dawn, dim light filters through the tops of the mountains. You can see the floor, the stony rocks ahead of you, slick and glistening with the droplets of the morning dew and rain. Um, and the day is yours. It is rainy, misting, and nothing completely untenable or incapable of being dealt with.
Can I perception check Willem?
Go ahead.
Chris,
Do an investigation if you're looking directly
yeah,
at him.
yeah.
based on her description, have I just seen Jolene the Hag?
No.
Okay.
A nat 1.
Willem looks as normal as the day you met him, which was yesterday.
Which is to say, also not very normal.
That's also true.
He's a funky looking boy.
I hope you slept well, Willem. It's gonna be a long day.
Willem is just going to shoot Lazer Hawk, sort of sour look, and say, I did not sleep well. You know anything I could do about hag dreams? How to stop having them?
Just because I know you're gonna be a hag doesn't mean that I know what hag dreams are made of. You know, I'm not a fucking magician. Not some kind of hag expert.
Willem sort of turns his eyes to Branwenn. And,
I looks
and
like that you know the SNL bit where it's Liam, the teenager that just woke up. That's what Branwenn looks like.
now
Ah, it's great. I look so sleepy.
you don't know anything
What?
about how to prevent hag dreams, do you? Or
Do I know how to prevent hag dreams? I'm assuming no. Ambien?
okay. I was hoping there was some sort of tea or poultice or potion.
Get like fucked up.
A concussion? Severe brain damage? The sweet embrace of death?
Sounds to me like Destiny's catching up with you, boy.
Actually, no, you don't really sleep that good when you're dead.
All right, everybody, we're burning daylight.
We're burning daylight. Let's get going.
It's the most awkward morning of all time.
As you all begin your trudge deeper into Butcher's Pass, the tranquility of the gentle morning rain is short lived. Gradually, the rain intensifies, the drops growing larger and more insistent. The gentle tapping on your head transforms into a relentless, pelting storm, sometimes sideways as the wind whips past your face, cascading from the heavens in these just slanting sheets and drenching everything in your path. The horses begin to lose their footing as the ground beneath them shifts and sunders in the onslaught of rain.
I'm gonna cast Speak with Animals. And I'm gonna talk to Gunthorium. And I'll kind of pat him on the head, and I'll say,
Gunthorium, how are you feeling? I know this is a tricky pass for you to go through, but just want to make sure that you're doing all right. That you think you can make it. I know you can. You're a strong horse. That much is clear. But I'd like to check in.
Yes, indeed, I'm just fine, Master. Thank you very much. No rain will ever slow me down.
You're the greatest horse of all time, Gunthorium. I love you.
Barely know you, but it's more than a pleasure to serve you, sir.
Absolutely. We ride on. I shout to the back.
And just at that moment, lightning splits the sky with a blinding flash, followed closely by a deep rumble of thunder. What little trees remain at this point in the pass sway and creak, caught in the tempest's fierce grip, and all of you can make perception checks.
Oh, not this time.
18.
9.
Willem, you are the first to notice, as even despite the weather being what it is, as you scan the outskirts of the path that you're following, it suddenly begins to widen into a bit of a plateau, surrounded on either sides by tall mountains. And you notice these like kind of subtle outcroppings in the ground, rigid outlines where the color of the stone changes, or bits of brick even remain. Um, at some point, it's very clear to you that buildings stood here.
Do any of us know anything about the history of Butcher's Pass?
Lazer Hawk, you would know, having taken the pass a few times at this point in your life, that nobody really knows much about this particular village that was here, but it is abandoned, and none of the buildings remain that you're aware of.
Nobody lives here anymore.
Yep. It doesn't look like it.
Should we like stop here and rest? Because it's bad out here. I'm just saying.
You don't believe in the strength of our horses?
No, I believe in the strength of horses. I just feel like it's riskier to keep going. But I'm not
Branwenn, make a perception check.
Who, me?
Yes.
Oh, bad. 12?
As you speak aloud your hope for shelter, it's that's when you see it. It's kind of nestled back near a rocky outcropping of the cliff above you. A gray stone building, faded black along its facade. It rises a few stories, but is otherwise pretty plain and unbecoming. Certainly built from like the stone of the area, but I don't know, oddly placed, given how all the other buildings seem to have disappeared or no longer standing.
Is this a building that I recognize as I've gone through before?
You have never noticed it in your time through the pass. Perhaps you've never looked up towards the cliff. Perhaps you never felt like stopping. But at this particular juncture, you don't recognize this building.
I point up at it. Shelter?
I've never seen that building before. And I've been this past thousands of times.
Insight check.
I'm lying.
We've been there at least 3 times.
Look, all these buildings all look the same. This seems like a good place to.
It looks solid.
Does he sound really far away for everybody
Yeah,
else?
really
Or just
quiet.
me?
A little bit.
All right, let's see. Hello, hello, hello. No, that's not any different.
All right,
Ooh,
oh, is it loud?
bad.
There's a big can in the background.
We're at the ocean.
Is that any better?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh.
Okay.
There you go.
Yeah. So, yeah, all these buildings all the same. I'm sure you just missed it. Seems like a good place to get out of the rain for a little bit.
Y'all, I strongly encourage we continue.
Do our horses seem like they're having a bad time in comparison to Gunthorium?
Make a nature check.
The super horse?
Or animal handling. Animal handling, rather.
Oh shit. Nat 20.
No, your horse, Whisper, is not feeling this, and their dainty hoofs are not able to stand fast in the ever-shifting earth beneath her hooves.
Dude, we gotta. Gunthorium is like a super horse. My horse is wonderful, but not a super horse.
How's Donuts doing? 16.
Make an animal handling check.
16.
16. He's okay. You've now like kind of clocking the horses and observing them closely. You note that Lazer Hawk and yourself have more sturdy war horses, whereas Branwenn and Willem are perched atop more like stallion type horses with thinner frames. Or however someone who knows horses might describe those two different types of horses.
We have Lipizzaner horses,
Yes.
show
The
horses.
patriarchy.
Dressage horses.
Yes.
Dressage.
But they go really fast, but they also do that thing where they're like,
Horse dancing. Yeah, I vote we continue on. This building is freaking me out.
okay. Willem, look at your horse. It is one wrong step away from careening down the side of a cliff.
Rodri is robust and trustworthy and has never let anybody down. And certainly
Insane.
is not evil.
I think you're lying to yourself.
You said answer. Oh. Can I see anything about Rodri with 13?
Yeah, Rodri's.
You just get the sense that like he's not doing great. Like none of the horses are really thriving, even Gunthorium. But Gunthorium is just kind of fighting through it.
Okay, think about it logically. How much slower is this trip gonna go if we lose one of our horses?
I can't speak with animals again. And I turn to Branwenn's horse, Whisper, and I say, Whisper, how we doing?
Oh, I'm good at all.
What?
Not doing good at all.
You think you can continue, Whisper?
It's the force of the gods out here. Only a madman would make me walk in this storm. Are you a madman?
No, I'm a man of sound mind. I hear your plea. All right, we'll stop for the night until at least the storm's over. Sorry, Whisper. Let you go. You haven't been put through this.
Creepy house. Creepy house.
I have a
Alright.
fraction more respect for Lazer Hawk.
You all approach the house, and that feels like an opportunity for us to stop for the evening outside of the Spooky Mountain House, which is a perfect transition, as assuming all here are good for it, we will be back on Wednesday at our usual time at 8 Eastern, 7 Central. We thank you for tuning into another illustrious episode of Nat20Hot. We are a cavalcave conclave.
Cavalcade.
We're just a group of people. We're a group of people that love to play Dungeons and Dragons together, and we are doing it for fun. We're also doing it for the kids. If this is your first time joining us, do feel free to drop a donation at the link in the chat. All of the money goes towards children's hospitals in your area to help children in need of help. Extra Life is a tremendous organization. We're more than halfway to our goal and more than halfway to the year. It is the season of giving. It is the season of tricks and treats. Why don't you give a treat to a child in need? We wish you all the best of luck and look forward to seeing you on Wednesday. As always, you can follow us along at nat20hot.com, www.nat20hot.com, at nat20hot on Instagram and TikTok. And we look forward to seeing you again on Wednesday. Everyone have a great week.
Hi, Zomboy.
Bye,
Bye,
Zomboy.
Zomboy.